Should GM offer the 10-speed Allison with the Silverado 6500? The only reason why I ask is because the 6-speed Allison behind this Duramax is kind of holding this truck back, but the stamp-approved Allison is actually more capable for towing heavy. They don't advertise this 6500 HD for towing. It's really for payload only. So in this video, I'm going to give you guys some things I think Chevy should do for 2024 for the 6500 HD. Let's get started. Oh yes, Ford has the 450, which is a detuned version of the cabin chassis trucks. Now this truck weighs about, let's go look real quickly. It shows this truck weighs about 9,150 pounds. So if this truck had a bed, which is probably, figure the bed, well, they would have to put a hauler bed because this truck sits kind of high. So figure 500 pounds. Subtract it from the actual payload. It would be about 4,350 pounds of payload for this truck. Now, obviously, if you do go over that 14,000 pound gross vehicle weight rating, then you have to get these detuned engines. So this engine under the hood right now has 350 horsepower, 750 pound-feet of torque. It's a 6.6 liter Duramax. I think personally, if they were to give it the Gen 2 L5P, that would be amazing, because then it would have 470 horsepower and 975 pound-feet of torque, which I think would be a rocket ship. So I'm okay to lose the payload, because this truck could probably still tow a decent sized toy hauler. If you need to do any type of gooseneck hauling, yeah, this truck would be amazing for that as well. But again, they would have to get to that 14,000 pound gross vehicle weight rating. And who would not love a truck where this hood opens the opposite direction? That way you have a lot of ease of working on this engine. You probably could do so much at home with this setup compared to even just the regular pickup trucks. And then check out how easy it is to do a headlight swap. Now I would like to see them do a LED headlight configuration for this truck, or at least make it an option, because if you do a lot of towing at night, it's always good to have the best lighting system you can possibly get. So if they were to drop that GVWR down to 14,000 pounds, right? And they don't have to have these overbuilt Dana axles too. They could just go with, you know, maybe a standard one, because this truck's not that heavy. Now this is a basic truck, and that's the only other issue, is you would have to stick with a more basic truck to get the payload that you would need, because if you were to add the new interior, I guess, you know, as I'm saying all this truck would be hard to build, I guess. But you know what? We can always dream. We can always dream. But yeah, up front, halogen headlights and fog lights. You do have a flow-through tie. There is no parking sensors. That's not even available in this truck. There is a Dana axle up front. If you would like to get air suspension, that is an availability on the 6500s. So just keep that in mind if you are looking to build one of these trucks. But this is the crew cab configuration. I believe this is a 175-inch wheelbase too. So this is a shorter style here. You have the tow mirrors, which are from the 2019 and earlier pickup trucks. Chrome door handles, no smart key system on this truck. Now, I'm a little shocked by this. They did add the batteries here. Normally you see the batteries down below these steps, but they did not add them there. I'm surprised that they did that. I would not build my truck this way. But yeah, here's a look at the rear suspension. And then check out that drive shaft too. I think it's huge. And I believe this is a 430 rear end for this crew cab. 45-gallon fuel tank. You can get an additional 20 gallons. And let's go back and check out the wheel setup here. So these are your 19.5s. They are wrapped in a Continental tire. They're pretty much a all-terrain from the looks of them. I'm not sure if they're actually considered all-terrain, but it is a 225/70 19.5, which is pretty typical size for these trucks. 4,190 pounds of capacity at 120 psi. And let's take a quick peek at the interior. Now, the reason why I did this video is because I haven't seen this interior color before. Normally you see black. This one's pretty basic too up front, which I'll show you guys, but this does have the vinyl flooring right there. And bottle holder, speaker out back too. And I do like how tall these trucks are too, because you have better line of sight driving down the road. Now, manual seat, this right here is for your lumbar support, and then this controls the seat back. But you do have power windows and door locks and power outside mirrors. But yeah, I like how tall these trucks sit. Now, you do have a larger screen option on this pickup truck. You have your basic climate control. Let's go ahead and start it up. Oh, you guys hear that? Those are the brakes. So let's go ahead and start it up. And right here, PTO. Now, I was trying to figure out how to turn on the high idle, but I figured I could just use the PTO, because the PTO basically raises the RPMs for you. So it's pretty nice, right? But you have a lot of auxiliaries. You have 3 there, you have 6 more up there, so that's pretty nice. And I like the location of these too. Up top here you do have a place for your sunglasses and LED lighting. So like I said, this is basically the interior from 2019 and earlier pickup. So if only GM would take this truck more seriously, I think that they would have a gold mine here. So trailer brakes on this side, and then this truck does have the 4-wheel drive system too. Now let's go ahead and take this truck on a quick drive. I'm going to turn on the exhaust brake because I want to see if it's a little bit stronger on these 6-speed Duramax pickup trucks. Now, one thing I will say is if they ever get a air suspension 6500, I will try to drive it, because I've driven a couple of these in the past and they are rough. So unless you're putting that weight on that axle behind it, yeah, this truck rides like a semi truck. It really does. Actually, it probably rides worse than a semi, because at least the semis have air ride, but you can get that. So yeah, hopefully in the future I will get a truck. But I'm gonna go ahead and get out on this main road here. I'm not gonna go too far. I'm just gonna go probably about 40-50 miles an hour tops. Oh wow. Yeah, like I said, when you hit bumps in this thing, it's no joke. But yeah, the truck does feel like it has good power. But yeah, like I said, it is, woo! Oh my goodness. This is a truck right here. This is a truck. Here's a little bit of acceleration. Wow. It's rough, guys. This, when you guys complain about your trucks, you should drive this. Like, go and drive a 6500 if you have a chance. This thing, wow. You will break stuff in your back if you drive something like this. But yeah, this is definitely a man's man truck right here. So yeah, if you're gonna buy one of these, I guess you have to, you know, figure about, you know, detuning the suspension. I mean, you can get a Kelderman set up for something like this, and that might be a little bit better. But yeah, this is rough. I don't know if I would drive something like this. Like, I like a rough riding car, but this might be a little too rough for me. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go back to the dealership because I've got my fix here for the day. So I'm gonna go ahead and head back. Okay, I found a smoother road here. But yeah, like I said, guys, these trucks are no joke. Like, it is so rough. And you probably can see it in my camera, and I apologize if you're getting sick. I turned up some of my stability, and yeah, it's probably not really helping. But yeah, this truck needs weight, that's all. It just needs a little bit more weight on it, and it will ride a lot better than this. But yeah, I would definitely run a Kelderman on this thing. Yeah, because this suspension is just not working. Whew. The exhaust brake definitely works on this truck too. It's definitely working. So I mean, it's not as strong as like the Cummins, but it's strong. It's definitely strong. And this is not a lightweight truck too, so I mean, you see that we're going down a little bit of an incline there, and you can see that it was actually decelerating with the exhaust brake. Let's see if it does it one more time. Oh yeah, it's definitely stronger. Oh yeah, and it just downshifted, and that's the good thing about this Allison too. Like, the gears aren't as deep in this transmission for towing, but I almost wonder if, yeah, look at that. Yeah, it's strong. Oh yeah, this is strong. I would say it's stronger than Ford's Super Duty right now, which is pretty good. Now, in case you want to see the numbers on the door, the axle ratings are right here, 7,500 pounds, and then you have a 15.5 for the rear, 23,000 pound gross vehicle weight rating, and yeah, this is a 175-inch wheelbase. So yeah, if you want to buy a truck like this, it's going to be expensive because I would do a lot of work to the suspension on this thing. By the way, I didn't mention this, but they do give you 2 aluminum wheels. Typically the manufacturers just give you 1 out back and a steely on the inner side. But yeah, this is definitely a man's man truck. Like, man, my back hurts. It is no joke. But I hope you guys liked the video. What do you guys think? So GM really take this truck more seriously. It doesn't have to be a 6500 because 23,000 pound gross vehicle weight rating is pretty high. Like I said, if they did make this truck for towing heavy, I would say maybe a 16.5 or even an 18,000 pound gross vehicle weight rating would be fine. But again, it would have the detuned Duramax, but I feel like it had enough power to get going. But if you consider the 10-speed Allison and how deep the gears are, this truck would probably be a little bit quicker off the line. In case you're wondering about price, this truck is very expensive. That's without an upfit done to it. This is a white one that they had in stock. For some weird reason, the red one didn't come in. These are basically made by Navistar, so there's no window stickers for them. And if you do want to spec one out, you have to go to a dealership and add the options. But be sure to check out Jerry Seiner's website. See you guys soon.